Hey there, Saki here from SAKITECH, and in today's video we will do a full comparison between the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus versus the OnePlus 7 Pro. Both of these are the latest and greatest smartphones from Samsung and OnePlus. And of course, a lot of people are asking questions. Questions such as, is the OnePlus 7 Pro better than the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus? Or is the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus better than OnePlus 7 Pro? Or simply put, just tell me which one is better. So in this video, we're going to do a deep dive and compare every nook and cranny of these fantastic smartphones. And in the end of the video, based on facts, we will give you a crystal clear response as to which phone is the winner and better for you to buy. So let's dive in and start with the build and design. Now before we dive in, if you find my videos useful, make sure to click that subscribe button and also make sure to click that bell icon on the side to get notified every time I upload a new video. And of course, if you do use Twitter, Instagram or Facebook, make sure to follow me on all at SAKITECH Online, also for the latest updates. Alright, let's dive in. When it comes to overall build quality, both smartphones are rock solid and feel like $1 million. Each one of them is built using glass on the front display and the rear panel and are surrounded by a metal band around the edges. Now the S10 Plus does have a slightly better build quality as it uses Gorilla Glass 6, while the OnePlus 7 uses older Gorilla Glass 5. Now Gorilla Glass 6 offers the same scratch resistance rating as the Gorilla Glass 5. However, it does have 2 times higher durability rating than Gorilla Glass 5. Now when it comes to design, it's hard to pick a winner. OnePlus 7 has actually copied the dual curved edge design of the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, which is a signature design element of Galaxy smartphones, and hence OnePlus 7 Pro has become extremely appealing. The OnePlus 7 also provides us with a true all-screen display without any notches or hole punches, which gives it a lead in overall design appeal. And of course, we will talk about the actual display quality in a while in more detail. Now, both of these smartphones do have dual stereo speakers, and both also offer Dolby Atmos sound, which is fantastic. The S10 Plus does sound slightly more balanced and refined if you listen very carefully. However, the difference is too little to notice for most people, making it almost equal for the average user. The S10 Plus does take a quick lead by offering a 3.5mm headphone jack, while the OnePlus does not. S10 Plus also offers IP68 water resistance, while the OnePlus lacks this feature as well. So overall in this category so far, the S10 Plus does define a clear lead. It has a better build quality and has several features that the OnePlus 7 Pro does not have. However, I personally prefer the design of the OnePlus 7 Pro because although the punch hole on the S10 Plus is not as bad as a notch, not having either is the best looking frontal design you can achieve. Now let's move on to the processor, memory, and storage. So the OnePlus 7 Pro comes with a super fast Snapdragon 855 processor, 6GB of RAM, and 128GB of storage for the base model. You can also acquire the OnePlus with 8 or 12GB of RAM, which also gets you 256GB of storage. The S10 Plus also sports the Snapdragon 855 processor, 8GB of RAM, and can be acquired in 128GB, 512GB, or 1TB storage options. The 1TB storage option also gets you 12GB of RAM. And of course, the S10 Plus also comes with a microSD expansion option, which does allow you to add additional 512GB of storage space if required. Both of these smartphones are fast, as you can see by these benchmarks. Both the multi-core and the single-core scores are nearly identical. Sometimes the OnePlus 7 gets a few extra points and sometimes the S10 Plus gets a few extra points. However, the OnePlus 7 does have one advantage, that it uses a faster onboard UFS 3.0 storage as opposed to the S10 Plus's UFS 2.1 storage, which does give it a lead in terms of absolute performance. So while the OnePlus 7 Pro does have its advantage in faster process, S10 Plus has its own by providing expandable storage and higher base RAM. Now let's move on to the actual display. Both smartphones have stunning displays. The 7 Pro has the larger 6.67-inch display with a resolution of 1440 by 3120, 516 pixels per inches, while the S10 Plus has a 6.4-inch display with a resolution of 1440 by 3040 and 522 pixels per inches. Both displays support HDR10+. Now OnePlus 7 Pro does have two obvious advantages. First, it has a higher refresh rate of 90 Hz over the S10 Plus's 60 Hz, which will translate to slightly smoother scrolling when you're jumping from app to app or navigating through your settings. The 90 Hz does not apply when you're actually using an application or playing a game. It is just for basic system navigation, so it might not be a big deal. Now the second advantage is that it has no notch or punch holes. And although the hole punch on the S10 Plus is minimally intrusive, not having one is the ideal way to go. So at once, it is more pleasurable to play games or watch videos on the 7 Pro. And of course, the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus does have one advantage. It does have a screen that has a higher peak brightness and is certainly easier to see outdoors on a sunny day. And if you look at it very carefully, it does have a slightly better display quality. But overall, I would assign the win to the OnePlus 7 Pro, especially for having an all-screen display. As for the actual display quality, sharpness, and color accuracy is concerned, both smartphones are top caliber displays. Now let's move on to the software. Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus runs on the latest version of Android with the new Samsung One UI overlay, while the OnePlus 7 Pro comes with Oxygen OS overlay, also running on the latest version of Android. Both smartphones are fast, snappy, and offer a lag-free experience, as well as provide excellent tools to customize and personalize your device. However, the OnePlus does have an advantage when it comes to fast and consistent software updates. The Galaxy smartphone software updates are often delayed and don't hit all of their devices at the same time. If you live in different countries, you get different schedules, some taking a lot longer than the others, which does produce some frustrated Samsung users. With OnePlus, software updates are spread uniformly across the globe, so it hits every OnePlus smartphone simultaneously, and for some people, this is a huge benefit. But the Galaxy S10 Plus does have its own unique advantages in the form of software features. Just one example is Samsung DeX. This is a built-in software feature that allows you to transform your Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus into a desktop-like computer workspace just by using a single cable and a monitor. So basically, the S10 Plus also happens to be a portable, lightweight desktop PC ready to be transformed when necessary. Now let's move on and talk about the camera. In the camera department, both smartphones come with triple rear cameras with the same overall setup. They both have a standard angle camera, a telephoto camera, and a super wide angle camera. Overall, the quality of the S10 Plus camera is better due to higher quality internal sensors, even offering things like variable aperture on the main standard angle camera. However, it is essential to understand that for the average consumer, both cameras will provide excellent shots in all lighting conditions. When you dig into the numbers of every single camera feature, you will find some comparative pros and cons on either side. For example, the OnePlus telephoto camera offers 3 times optical zoom, while the S10 Plus offers 2 times optical zoom. But then the super wide angle lens on the S10 Plus has a higher viewing angle than the OnePlus's super wide. And of course, if you do look at these photos carefully, the S10 Plus does offer sharper and crisper photos in general. And then the S10 Plus also has super slow motion mode of 960 frames per second, while the OnePlus 7 can only go as high as 240 frames per second. Another very important feature is that while recording video, S10 Plus has much better voice recording quality than the OnePlus 7 Pro. Now that's very important for avid video recorders. So this is the voice quality that you get when you record a video on the OnePlus 7 using front or the back camera. It is using the same exact microphones. And now what we're doing is we're recording the same video using the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. Again, using the front camera, but of course, rear or front, it's going to be using the same exact microphone. So S10 Plus does have more pros. Yet, both phones offer excellent full high definition and 4K video recording at 30 or 60 frames per second. They have super steady video stabilization and excellent shots all around. So again, for the average consumer, the camera battle is not that important, but the absolute quality and the overall feature set of the S10 Plus camera is certainly better. Now let's move on to the battery. The battery capacity on the Galaxy S10 Plus is 4,100 mAh, while the battery capacity on the OnePlus 7 is 4,000 mAh. When it comes to battery life, both smartphones do provide a full day of medium to heavy use, even with some juice left over for the next day. So in that department, they're almost equal. When it comes to wired fast charging, The 7 Pro offers 30 watts warp charging, which is faster than the fast wire charging found on the Galaxy S10 Plus's 15-watt charging. It's not twice as fast. The S10 Plus will charge from 0 to 100% in 1 hour and 35 minutes, while the 7 Pro will charge from 0 to 100% in 1 hour and 5 minutes. Now, when it comes to wireless charging, the 7 Pro does not have wireless charging, while the S10 Plus has the fastest wireless charging around, delivering a 12-watt charge. This allows the Galaxy S10 Plus to charge wirelessly almost as fast as wired charging with a 12-watt charger. Finally, the Galaxy S10 Plus also has a very convenient reverse wireless charging feature known as wireless power share, which allows you to charge other smartphones or gadgets using the back of your device. This is especially useful to charge cool accessories such as the Galaxy earbuds on the go. So it is clear that while the OnePlus 7 Pro does have faster wired charging, it falls behind very quickly since it lacks several flagship features such as wireless charging and wireless power share. The win in this category does go to the S10. Let's talk about biometrics and security. So when it comes to biometrics and security, both smartphones have an in-display fingerprint sensor as well as the face unlock feature. Both the fingerprint unlock and the face unlock work flawlessly on both smartphones. However, it is essential to note that the Galaxy S10 Plus does utilize a more advanced and expensive 3D ultrasonic sensor as its fingerprint tech, while the 7 Pro uses a less secure two-dimensional optical sensor. Regardless, both fingerprint sensors do work flawlessly and quickly. It is also kind of cool that the camera on the OnePlus 7 Pro pops up automatically to authenticate your face, and after logging you in, motors down to its place. This category overall is a draw. Now let's move on and talk about the pricing and then conclude the winner. The starting price for the OnePlus 7 is $669 for a base 128GB model with 6 GB of RAM, while the Galaxy S10 Plus officially starts at $1,000 for the base 128GB model with 8 GB of RAM and standard micro SD expansion ability. So those are the prices, and there is a $330 price difference between the two, which is a large sum. Now let's move on and tie everything up in a conclusion. So it's very hard to pick a winner between these two smartphones. If the prices were equal, the S10 Plus would certainly be the winner. It simply has more technology built into it and is a more expensively built smartphone. It has things like wireless charging, wireless power share, a headphone jack, expandable storage, a better front camera, better sound when recording video, and so on and so forth. But for all its missing features, the OnePlus 7 Pro does come at a $330 lower price tag. And it does happen to have a more immersive all-screen display due to not having any notches or holes, and of course it does have consistent software updates. But let's face the facts, the Galaxy S10 Plus is the better smartphone. Other than the actual hole in the display itself is a top caliber display. It even uses more expensive glass in its construction, the Gorilla Glass 6. It cuts no corners and comes with zero compromises. It's the Swiss Army knife of all smartphones. Despite not having the word Pro in its title, it feels like the actual Pro device because it gives you everything. So if you want a smartphone that has it all and are willing to pay the $1,000 price tag, S10 Plus is the way to go. If you want to save money but still want something that's awesome with an all-screen display and solid software performance, then you get the OnePlus 7 Pro while knowing you will be missing a bunch of features. But of course, ultimately you will decide which one is the best choice for you because it's your money and your need. The newest OnePlus 7 Pro is really designed in such a way that if you own one, it's hard to envy other phones because you do have something great in your hands. But if you own the S10 Plus instead, you simply know that you've got the better phone in your hands. And that brings us to the end of this video. If you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop down below and let me know if you agree or disagree with my conclusion. And of course, let me know which phone you do have and why. Alright, so for now, have a fantastic day. Alright, so if you found this video useful, make sure to subscribe to SAKITECH by clicking that button, and also click that bell icon on the side to make sure you get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you do use Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, you can follow me at SAKITECH online to get the latest updates as well. Alright, have a fantastic day.